morning, everyone. It's such an honor being here. My name is Alice Little bit. Okay, sorry. Maybe you can hear me properly? Okay. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Alice Veglio, and I'm really honored today to share my very own perspective of education. I let people finish their speeches. Don't worry, take your time. But I want to be heard by everyone. Don't worry. Okay, maybe we can start. So I'm really honored today to share my very own experience about online education and what I think it is the future of education, based upon my own experience. I'm CEO and founder of Bright and Fit and Brighter Me Life Coaching Academy. The first one is an online fitness app. The second one is one of the biggest focus-oriented on women, educational and transformational app in Italy. Just one second. How it does? Okay, maybe it goes. Yes, here we are. So I'm a life coach, a nutrition expert. I have a degree in economics and holistic science. But before all of that, I was a student, and I had to fight to have basic access to education. This because I'm from a really small region in Italy, Aosta Valley, where there are no university. So if I wanted to study, I had to leave everything behind. Travel, spend money. And this is what I did, with many difficulties behind me. I had to travel into 3 different cities to reach the level of education I got. And it was pretty hard, because every time I had to travel, every time I had to spend money for food, for travel, for rent, for books, and it wasn't easy. And then the traditional model of university has a very tight and difficult movable schedule. And it was really hard for me to have side jobs. And I know that many of you can relate these kind of difficulties. And at that moment, something inside my hands clicked, because I was asking how education, that is such a fundamental human right, is still depending on where we are born, or being born in the right circumstances, being born with the right amount of money. Education should be for everyone. But then in 2020, pandemic came and everything changed overnight. Overnight, we had to figure all the difficulties about the barrier of education, all the physical activity were moved online. And at the same time, on the side, there was another important challenge, a new crisis, an health crisis, that made a lot of people live in burnout, in distress, in difficulties to have a normal life in their job or to study. And when we have a health crisis, what do people do? They lower their expectation in education. If I'm already in burnout, I will never register for a university degree. I will never do that. So in that situation, what we should do? Should we lower the education level of people? No, we need to adapt education to people. Make education something doable, easier, embracing human needs. So when I was 23 years old and online education was quite out of the reach, I decided to leave my job in World Green Economy Organization. It was a nice job, but didn't represent myself. And I decided to start my entrepreneurial path, opening my own academy, educational academy about health and life coaching. At that moment, many people thought I was crazy. They told me online education means nothing. Real education is in presence. Online education will never help people. But inside me, I knew that they were wrong. Because at that moment, I was thinking about Alice, 16 years old, that had to travel, fight, try to work on the side. For years, my life was all about study, commute, work, and repeat. And how online education would have made my life easier, maybe for my second degree, for holistic science degree, if only I would attend online. And that made me think that something could change. So that's why I decided to create an innovative approach. But online education is not enough. It would be too easy. We just decide to go online and dedicate all the education online. It's not enough. Online education must have a second special ingredient, that is inclusivity. What does it mean? Let me ask you a question. If tonight I decide to invite all of you at my home for dinner, am I inclusive? Yes or no? Apparently, yes. But let me go on with this. If tonight you come to my home, I let you come in, but I don't ask you your dietary requirements. Maybe you are vegetarian, and I offer you meat. And I don't introduce you to the other guests in my home. And you end up spending all the night on your own eating meat when you are vegetarian. Is that a nice experience of yours? No. Because inclusivity is not about inviting someone. It's about making people feel welcome, making people feel accepted and heard. And this is one of the biggest mistakes I think we make on online education. Because we think that it's enough to create an online platform, upload videos, and that's all. People can learn. But it's not about that. It must be customized. It must be something that is adapted to every human. We are living in an era where our screens are blamed to create social distancing. But if we use technology properly, we can create a bridge from educator to learners. And we can have a really personalized approach. And this is what I did in my company. My company is structured in 3 different departments that are communicating between themselves. The first one is Bright and Fit. Bright and Fit is an online fitness academy. It's not just about workout or diet. It's a learning platform because I truly think that independence in terms of knowledge is the most important skills we should give people. So I just don't show exercises or give diets. I show how to create our own lifestyle, a sustainable one that can be adapted to our life. So it's also a learning platform where I upload masterclasses, but that's not all. I do laser coaching, one-on-one session. The second department is dedicated to self-growth. It's an awake week programs dedicated for women mainly, working on limiting belief or self-image. So it's 8 weeks, all dedicated to mindset. It's a learning platform, but it's also a shared platform in which we create online event, live event, one-on-one session. The third session, I think, is the most interesting one. It's a platform dedicated to professionals, so people that actually want to become life coaches or they already are, that want to learn some practical method. I have met many professionals that told me, I spent tons of money for becoming a life coach, and now I don't know what to do. I have in front of me a client, and I don't have the practice, the knowledge to act, because everything I studied was just theory. So that's why I created Life Coaching Academy, all based on practice. So there are three main pillars that are building my whole company online, and I want to share them with you to create some more insight. The first pillar is dedicated to application. Me and my team, we are a team of 30 people. We just ask ourselves one main question before creating any kind of content. How this notion can be applied in real life. That's all. No theory. We just apply it in real life. So if I show you how macronutrients work, I show you how to create a plate. I show you how to go through your fridge and find the right ingredients. Because if I know that we have carbohydrates, protein, and fats, how then can I apply it to my life? The second important pillar is dedicated to the practice. Sometimes we study online. Imagine a life coach getting his own certification online. He studied online, he has his own courses, but then it doesn't have the practice. And this is the dot that usually misses our path in education. So we study, for example, me in economics, I studied, and then I didn't know how to open a company, how to deal with an enterprise, with accountability. So the practice is the fundamental part of our educational system. And how we integrate practice in online. With different methods we can have. The first basic one is Telegram groups. People get to interact with them and among themselves, and is way more interactive than classes in university. I still remember while I was attending economics or holistic science or nutrition, I was among 2,000 students. No one is interacting with others, just focused studying. In Telegram groups, we have the opportunity to share our own path, share our problem, share our own perspective. The second ones, we create on Zoom call some examples of future session with clients. So not only our students have the opportunity to do some practice, but they have the opportunity to do practice with international people. So they can do session with people from Africa, Europe, Asia, and having a wider audience help to enhance our theory and helps to enhance our own education. Another important pillar, that is the last one, and I think that that's the life-changing one, is to enhance education with technology systems that can properly track advancement and how people progress in their studies. I remember while I was studying that sometimes I was stuck, I wasn't studying properly, I had difficulties just doing my own work. But then is what I included in my own program. We can track every single student, and on a daily basis, we have a summary of our students, how they are progressing, if they are doing their own work, or if they are not. And if we see that a student is not progressing, we immediately call him or call her. We do an additional session because our goal is not based on number of hours on our platform, is based on result. We want to create professionals that went through a professional and educational journey that took care of them. So to make the difference, we did proper progress tracking and support. These are devices that are easily doable in your website or online platform. So what is the future of education upon my personal experience? We need to humanize more the online. We are living in an era where the screens are putting people apart, are separating people. So we should use technology on the right side. We should take advantage of the technology progressing to make education a worldwide experience that is truly humanized. So I finish up my presentation, and then if you have any question, I would be honored to answer to that. With a final thought. Education is the most important thing we have. And if we want to change the world, and all the biggest revolution in the world started with changing our educational system. So if we change the way we learn, we can change the world. So it's a nice perspective. I want to finish up my presentation. Thank you.